Hey you guys, today we're going to be talking about fossils. Fossils provide clues to Earth's history. They provide important evidence that helps determine what happened and when it happened in prehistoric times. So, how were fossils formed besides a long time ago? Fossils don't just appear overnight. Take this dinosaur for instance. The dinosaur dies and the outside of the body decomposes, and all that's left behind eventually is its bones. Then, with wind, rain, and lots of sediment, layers begin to cover up the bones and layers of sediment keep covering it up and push it further and further into the earth. Then, after thousands and millions of years, a fossil is formed. This also happens with leaves by leaving imprints or traces of their footprints, or even plant pressed into mud and leaving a print behind. So, fossils are formed, they leave a mark, or they die. The sediment comes and covers with layers and layers. Heat and pressure come and push it into the earth, and over time, it turns into stone. Okay, there are three ways fossils are formed. Okay, the first is an impression fossil. The second is a mineral replacement. And the third is preserved organism. Okay, so an example of an impression fossil is some ancient animals like dinosaurs may have walked across wet mud and left footprints in the mud. The dinosaurs left a trace behind. Over millions of years, this footprint was preserved and became a trace or impression fossil. A dinosaur left its footprints in the mud turned to stone, and after the dinosaur left its footprints in the sediment hardened. Okay, the next one is mineral replacement. The process of mineral replacement, or the process of an organism's hard parts being dissolved and replaced by other minerals. So say this fish dies, it decomposes, the bones are exposed, sediment covers, minerals come in from that water, and they turn those bones into stone over time. Okay, the last one that we're going to talk about is preserved organisms. Animals can be preserved if the conditions are just right. They won't decay or change in any way. They'll be exactly as they were when they died, even though they died 100,000 or more years ago. So take this fly, for instance, comes and flies onto a tree, smells this yummy sap, and he gets stuck. Okay, so what happens? Okay, flies get stuck. That sap will harden. Okay, and that sap then turns into stone. And the fly or the insect is perfectly preserved. This also happens with frozen water, even frozen soil, and tar pits, which we'll learn some more about that with Bill Nye, the science guy. So just a quick recap on fossils. Fossils are found in sedimentary rock through heat and pressure and over time. Okay, the first rock we talked about was an impression, leaving a footprint behind. It hardens and turns to stone. The next one was mineral replacement, taking that fish bone, minerals come in and they replace those bones with minerals, and it becomes hard and turns into stone. Then the last one is preserved organism. That little fly flew into some sap, got stuck. The sap hardened, turned to stone, and that little insect or fly is now perfectly preserved into amber. And we'll actually see an example of that in real life. Thank you for watching, and let's dive right into our fossils today.